Hello, everyone. Good evening. Today is 24th August. 24th today. 24th August 2025. So if you're watching this video, is ahead of us. Some information may not be so accurate. Today we're gonna talk to the registered dietitian Beatriz. I want to know how to pronounce her name correctly in English. She is here and I am going to bring her live. If someone can hear me and if can please tell me that you can hear me well. There is no much noise. If the microphone is okay. Hello.
Oh, it's been such a long time since we've done that.
That's true. It's been a long time. We don't see each other.
Yeah,
That's
forever.
a good thing.
Yeah, it means it's going well.
It's exactly. It means this is stage in your life, in the process is finished, and then you can move on with your life and practice your profession. And
Yeah,
first of all, congratulations for your registration.
thank you. I couldn't
It's,
have done it without your help, and you know this.
yes, I'm here to help. It's a
Yeah.
pleasure. It is a pleasure. I can hear you well.
Hmm.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Is the
perfect.
microphone working?
Yeah,
That's important. So we don't lose the video. We don't waste our conversation.
yeah.
I will give like a quick brief to everyone to understand you. Then you can introduce yourself and then we go through the conversation. Okay?
All right, thank.
Good. To the people that speak Portuguese that are in Brazil, like get ready and get used to speaking English. So we're not going to talk in Portuguese, even though we both speak Portuguese, because it's a way to practice talking and listening in English as well. And this also goes to the message goes to the non-Portuguese speakers that follow me, and then please go and follow her work. She
You.
has Instagram profile that you can see how her work is going on. We'll share all this information. It's already on my feed. You can find it. If you're coming from the YouTube, come to my Instagram and follow her as well. Beatriz, is this how to pronounce your name correctly in English?
No, it's English. It becomes Beatrice, like the
Beatrice.
princess. Yeah,
Oh
like the
yeah,
princess. That's
Beatrice.
what everybody tells me. Like just calling like the princess. So even when they spell it, they think it at the end is C.
Yeah, so the Princess Beatrice.
Yeah, that's how they go.
That's our princess. She came and looked for me to help her on the process while she was in Brazil, her home country, where she graduated and where she was practicing her profession. So before even leaving Brazil, she started the process. And I think there was one of the smartest decision she could have in this process, because she was able to prepare her application way ahead her arrival in Ireland. And I don't know how, I don't remember how you decided to look for the registration before coming to Ireland. Can you share a little bit your way of planning? Because I think this is very important
Yeah.
for everyone who is in the process or starting the process to understand how your brain worked when you
Yeah.
start planning step by step what to do in your career and the achievements that you want to have.
So I just knew that I wanted to live abroad for a while, and my biggest goal was to get registered and go to do what I always done it, do my profession. But and I always had a thing for Ireland. I've always looked into their exchanges programs to come here and study English, but I wanted something more. I wanted to do the real thing and become a dietitian like I was. And when I tried to look for it, I wanted to get a job sponsorship to be doing so. And I applied many companies, many interviews, and I got offered jobs abroad, but in the US. And when I got the jobs, but I needed to come to the registration point, and for those jobs, I would need to study more. They wanted a master's or doctor's degree, and the timeline wouldn't fit. I would need another 2.5, possibly 3 years of studying to accomplish everything, and then get the registration over there. And I was kind of over with things in Brazil. I really wanted to change. So that's why I looked a little more to Ireland and the possibilities. I knew they had like good pay scales here, but I didn't have much idea on how to register here. So I came across the CORU website, and the more that I read it, the less I would understand. I had no clue on what to do, no idea. So I I went to Instagram, and I remember typing how to become a dietitian in Ireland, and I saw you. That's how I came across your content. And I was at first skeptical because like I never bought
Yeah.
any single courses on like online, nothing. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna follow here on my private page, so she doesn't know that like I am
Yeah.
on health department. I just want to see what is it. And then like I got so much credibility from the content you were posting, the
Oh,
stuff you were sharing, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is real. She
it's
actually
a
can
real
guide me.
person. Yeah,
She
it's
can
not a
really guide.
scam. No.
No, it's definitely not a scam. It's like for real. And I would see you posting other people getting registered, and I was like, okay, this is it. I can do this. And then I contacted you last year, and I wrote down all the timeline because I still had it from our previous conversation. So when I first got in touch with you was the 8th of February of last year. And I just
Okay.
wanted to gather information, and we set up a meeting, and it was totally free. That's like the thing that I love the most. You gave me so much information for free.
Yeah.
And on the 15th of February, got together, had a lovely meeting. You explained it so much, and I was so lost on how to do this, and it was so important for me to get all the info and decide like, am I trying for Ireland, am I trying for the UK, what am I going
Mm.
to do, and come to a conclusion. And then we started off for real on 15th of June of last year,
Okay.
2024. And I
You
have
know it
I
better
have
than me.
everything. Yeah, I wrote down because we had the conversations over WhatsApp, so I had it everything, and I think it's
Yeah.
important for people to understand. It
Mm.
seems so easy now that we came along such a long path, like over a year of this, and me bothering you.
No, never.
No, yeah. So yeah, it was a long process.
I love how rational you were in the beginning. When you went into your first choice, there was the US, and then realize rationally
Yeah,
that it's not a good path for me. It will take me 3 years to get there. Let me explore all the other
what else?
options
Yeah,
because the world is so wide. There's so
yeah,
many options, and even for me that works with career in the UK and career in England, and through the years I can see the different scenarios and how it changed, and we have to be rational when deciding where we are going in the next step. Because there is one question I got a lot. Flavia, what is your advice? Should I go to Ireland? Should I go to the UK? And what I always answer is, where do you see yourself living in 5 and 10 years?
yeah,
Because the registration process is just one first step of your entire life and your entire lots of steps to go through.
yeah,
And that's what I usually answer when people, that's quite frequently question when people are totally lost. And that's why I admire you, and I like how rational you were when you were planning where to go next,
Yeah.
and on your career. And I love that you have this mindset that I want to practice my career wherever
Yeah.
I go. I'm not going out just to
Be out. Yeah.
work and leave. No, I'm a professional. And uh, this mindset is, it's a game changing, I think, because not every healthcare professional understands this and can see this.
Yeah.
A lot of people just think, I want to change my life. I want to go out of hometown, home country, and work. And they don't see that is highly able to work on your profession, whatever country you go into. Just different recognition process. I'm not 100% guaranteeing that in all the countries of the world, but the most popular countries for uh, receiving immigrants, like the UK, US, Canada, uh, German, Germany, France, and other main countries, Singapore, and other main countries out there. There is all a process to go through, and people don't think, they don't see there is this possibility, and that is the connection I want to do when we first starting. That you, since the beginning, you could see that you were able to work and practice your profession in whatever the country you are going. And do you want to to, to tell us a little bit about the preparation stage of your, how did you deal with that, with all the documentations that you had to prepare, and how do you face the that never ending part of there's there's another one,
Yeah.
part of the process. Do you want to share a little bit of this with us?
Yeah. So it took a long time of preparation before even submitting and paying the fees. We constructed such a good file because I had all the details from previous placements and all those details over school. I still had them on my email account. So I was able to construct with you all those documents and have all of that set. But it took a long time. I remember going back and forth with uni with a specific document that I needed, and they couldn't figure out how to give it to me, and it was an absurd. And somehow I got in touch, convinced all the people that I really needed that document, and they were able to provide me. And I had to go through like 120 pages just to confirm everything was correct, and even go back to them to like, hey, this page is wrong, can you fix it? And had all that figured out. So it took a long time to prepare all the documents. And when it got to the point of submitting, I felt like, okay, this is it. They won't ask for anything else. This is perfect. Like you read it, I wrote it. Like it was like too good. Like it doesn't get any better than this. And then when the submission was over, they still wanted a little more. They wanted a little more. And
They ask for the same thing.
yeah.
I think they have this mentality of we have this methodology, and even though all the information is there already, they ask again.
Yeah, because some information was already on it. They just wanted that second reassurance,
It
and
didn't change much when they
no.
request again
So yeah,
documentation.
so on 8th of January, I submitted of this year the application with all the documents that we got it, everything. And then on January 10th, they asked for the additional documents, more proof of the placements. There are two placements that were contested by them, was my
No.
gym placement and the restaurant placement. They wanted me to prove why was that important for
Um,
dietitian.
was it placement or was it internships?
No, those were placements. I
Placements,
actually,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
I had those placements, and they wanted a second proof that that was a good thing for a dietitian to have. And then we constructed another document, sent out to the uni, and they had to send to them directly because they wanted the reassurance to come from them, not from me, and got that ready. And then on 27th of January of this year, they said that my file was ready for the queue for the recognition. And then on the 29th of January, they asked for another document. So I was like, well, how's that on the queue and you want something else? Anyway, they wanted a proof of my research project, the final project of uni, and this one they just wanted to be stamped from the uni. So actually, my mom had to go to the uni because it was carnival. My mom had to go cross state to get the document stamped and with the date. That's what they wanted. And I always make sure to get the correct information from them. What exactly do you need? Is this something that I can send it and that's it? Or you guys need it? And they confirmed that they wanted the document to be stamped. And to get that stamp, it was only in person that uni was doing at the time. So my mom had to actually go to the place and get the document checked
Can I
and
just
was
stop
sent.
you for 1 second because I want to highlight two very important um, uh, steps that you had that I think it makes a big difference in the process. One is clarifying.
Yeah.
Talk to them
Yeah.
when we're not sure, or if we want to double check if we are understanding correctly what they are asking, is double check. Talk to them. They are usually very friendly on
They are.
answering
That's true.
questions and clarifying everything. And second is play the game following the rules.
Yeah.
If they ask for this, you provide this. You don't
Yeah. Don't
don't
bend it. Yeah. That's
don't
what they
trying
want.
to bring different, oh, I think this will fit well. No,
No, it's what they want, and
that's what
that's
they
it.
want, that is what they're going to look for, and that's what we're going to provide, and that's it. Two
Yeah.
things I want to highlight here, and then you can come back to what you're saying.
Yeah, and they are really good with communication, and I got to realize that it's very early on because they send it out over the platform. We need this document, and I will reply to them like, how long do I have to submit it? Can you provide more information on how is the document? Do you want to be signature by this person or just myself? And I would double check with a phone call. So I knew exactly the steps to call them. It's like two, two, two. And get to the people of recognition. I know how to call recognition. I knew how to call application. I was so persistent with them. I knew the names of people that would pick up my call by name. And I was just like, "Hi, it's me again."
It's me again.
Yeah, they're good. They take phone calls from 10 to 4. So you have to be mindful of that when you're calling them. Don't call them at 8, don't call them at 9. It's from 10 to 4. And then I submitted the research project that I have the end of my uni. And then by the 18th of February of this year, they say that my file was completely over for the assessment. And then it was definitely placed on the queue for the next board meeting because that's something that I didn't know before. Like once it's all ready and they check it with two different assessors. So when the two of them clear, if you ask them, they will tell you like it's all good. Now it's just waiting for the next board meeting, and the board gets together every 4 to 6 weeks or 8 weeks, depending. I think applications 8 weeks, and I know everything because I
You know
just call
everything.
them,
Yeah, you know
and I
more
would
than me
call.
about this.
Yes, I could work there any day because I got all the information. I was calling them every week.
Please go.
Yeah, like
Help us.
I would call them honestly 2 times per week. And they were open. Like I never felt like I was bothering them. They would answer my questions and everything. So I felt like I could do that. And I was upsetting anybody. So even if you're feeling like you can be upsetting the board and you're not, you're just talking to the people at the reception and they
It's different
provide
still.
so yeah,
Yeah.
they provide good information. So that was really helpful because I was like freaking out. And then on 3rd of March, it was presented at the board meeting, and they decided they wanted one more document. They want proof of the supervision improvement during my placements. They couldn't understand on my files how that progression happened, and I had to create a new file explaining that in the beginning of the placements, I used to have regular supervision, and then gradually I was able to develop this sense
Autonomy.
and yeah, exactly, and
Yeah.
doing stuff by myself. And I clarified with them that this document could be just reading out for me, and I remember you double check this one, and I didn't have to bother anybody at
There's
uni.
an important standard
Yeah.
that we practice autonomously. I don't even know how to say this.
Yeah, but yeah, they wanted to check that even the professionals that were around me at the time realized that I was being capable of making better decisions
Yeah.
and to walk on my own, but by all means. And then on the 6th of May, I was granted the recognition. Yay! And I didn't even realize this was already a celebration moment. I just thought like, okay, what's next? What's next? I didn't realize that was so important. Um, and then I got the recognition, and then they got in touch asking for more documents. And on the 20th of May, I got the information on what were the documents that they needed, and
But
they
this was for the registration, right? Not for the
the
recognition.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
So
recognition
was done.
process finished, you received
Yeah.
your recognition, and then the new documents for the
But
registration.
yeah, yeah.
Great.
So for and when they updated their CORU website, I paid for both of them at the same time. So the process that it was just continued. I didn't have to open anything else. They kept all the documents just when I would pop in on my profile it would say stage 2 now instead of stage 1. So I knew that was a bit of a shift there. And they basically wanted for a few documents that I already had submitted, but they wanted this more update because
Updated.
when I submitted the on January, it was already expired because the police clearance from Brazil only lasts like 15 days, and my council, the health council I participate in Brazil, it's also only lasts 15 days. So I had to get those new ones back, sent to a certified translator, get that settled, and then I submitted to them, and they wanted also solicitor verification of my passport, my proof of address. So I had to figure that out. And you help me, you guide me. Where do I find a solicitor in Ireland? And then I submitted, and then those were the last piece of documents that they wanted from me.
English
And
test.
I took the English test last year on December. I took the test. I done the Cambridge Advanced English test on 6th of December last year, and I got the document, the certificate on the
Patient
18th.
together.
Yeah, so when I submitted my file on January, I already had that. So I submitted everything.
Everything. Oh, okay, okay.
So that's a good thing with Cambridge. When somebody sees your certificate, the Cambridge lets you know. So I knew when to check that.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know
so
that.
yeah, so they have a
When did
little
they check? Tell us.
yeah, I can't remember specifically, but definitely way like after recognition, just like a couple of days later they checked
Was
it.
after recognition.
Yeah, after
Okay.
recognition, just a couple of days they checked it, and I was like, that's over.
Okay. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so Cambridge sends out to your email address, CORU verified your
Ah.
because they have a little, when you send out your certificate, they have like a QR code and like a
Mhm,
code that belongs to that certificate, and
mhm,
it's linked forever with your email address. So
mhm.
you can tell when like any company check out your certificate, so you know. So that's how I
And
knew.
which company is checking?
Checked,
So they say
yeah.
the name. Oh, that's nice to
Yeah,
know
they
that.
have to provide a name so you're
Yeah.
aware, or anybody that checks your certificate. That's a good thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
knew
Absolutely, yeah.
the English file was over. It was all good. And then on 14th of August, just a couple of days ago, I was granted
Hmm.
the full registration, and it was finalized. And the funny thing, the two things happened. When I was granted recognition, I had just called them, and they said like,
Mm.
your file is ready for the next board meeting. That's it. And then 5 minutes later, I got the email saying that the recognition was done. And I was like, did they just remind me because I called them? Okay, that's just in my
If I
head.
was there, but they cannot say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the final process, I called them. They say your file is all ready. Now we just wait. And when it happens in the next board meeting, you will have your registration. And then I was having my lunch. I placed my phone down and I was eating. And I got a notification of my email address, and I just remember looking at my phone and just reading like, congratulations.
Oh my God.
And I was
Oh my
like,
God.
how am I going to eat now? How am I going to
No.
finish? No, and I just like I clicked and I read like, congratulations, the CORU registration process is finalized. You were granted, you're now a dietitian, and I just saw the capital letter D, and just like I couldn't eat it anymore. I was just like crying, and like using my uniform to hold the tears because it's like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I wasn't able, I opened up the email and I couldn't retain the information. At time, it
Yeah.
was the same thing with the other documents I would just
Hmm.
send out to you. And I wasn't able to read it. Even though I speak English, I couldn't
Yeah.
understand. Like, oh,
Yeah.
read it. And I was just
Our
like,
brain just can't.
yeah,
Yeah.
what does this mean?
Blank.
I remember I always send that out to you. Like, what do they want now? What does this mean? Because, like, I cannot understand anything. And my boyfriend was on my side and he explained to me, like, there's no next step. That's it. And I was like, no, they want something else. What do they want? Read it again. And he was like, no, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, I was out of the woods.
Yes. Finally, results were there, and then the
Yeah.
process is over, and then you can practice
Yeah.
as a registered dietitian that you are now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's good news. Good. Good. I think because I was in it and I asked for so much information of to them. I knew what could I do, how could I do, and it made everything easier, even to understand. Even like when you're going to some job interviews, because you're so up to date to what's going on, it's a good thing for yourself
Mhm.
that you can understand what's happening, and what can you do, how can the company help you with this, and yeah, good things coming
Mhm.
out of the crazy journey.
Yes. Do you? It is. Yeah. Once you understand the process, once you understand all the standards, what they implicates into your career and how important it is to understand that. I laugh because some people have no idea how important it is to understand the standards of practice into real life, in real practicing.
Yeah.
Even for the interviews are very important to understand all them. Um,
Yeah, and it's good. It gives you, I know it's like a long process, but it gave me so much insight of how are things here, how is the correct
understand
pronunciation,
the
names,
mindset,
mindset,
the
and
mindset,
understanding that
so important.
here they are service users, they're not patients, they're not
Yeah,
clients, and
yeah.
those little things that I got to understand, I feel like it gives you some leverage. It's because you're not going to get the same education of somebody from here, so you're going to acquire more knowledge along the way. It's really really important for when you're out there, you feel like you're ready. I feel now that some part of it was really necessary to build the mindset of a professional here and for me to get encounter with that knowledge.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you would be saying, and I think we frozen for
Oh,
a little
so
bit.
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the knowledge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Understanding the process, the mindset, everything for us that are expatriated, coming from another country, from coming from another mindset, come from another
Yeah.
culture, is very important, and it's very important part of the process of belonging to this group in this society. Um, I say this because if I can use you as an example, because I think it's a good example, as you started as a student, right? You get
Yeah.
here as a student, and then you move on to healthcare, and then you move on to dietitian assistant. Was this?
Yeah, I was an assistant, and now I'm still a student. I'm still out there looking for the perfect spot for me because I feel like it's good. There's such a it's a small country, but it feels like it's a big one when you look at the options within your profession. So even like if you just want to be a dietitian that works for a clinic, you can have the option of choosing because they have a lot of opportunities here. But I feel like it's a good thing that I have more options to even to decide. Of course, that I do want to fully go for my profession and work, but
This is a reflection of what I spoke, what I talked in the beginning. When you start your preparation while you were in a home country,
yeah,
and now you have time to choose.
yeah,
Simple
yeah,
choose. You don't need to get whatever the first. Of course, you're gonna
option,
get the
yeah,
first job, and then
yeah, and
yeah,
then you decide
you
everything.
decide, because you get into the point that you can choose which job application you're gonna do, you're gonna make, and then where you want to go, where you want to um, guide your career, where you want to, what you want to achieve on your career in Ireland. Because I I think that is important learning that we expatriated, coming from like a development country or a third world country, is in Brazil. Taking Brazil as example, we usually take whatever job opportunity
There
we
is,
have.
yeah.
Choosing is not an option,
No, it's not.
not for the
And
majority. It could
yeah,
be
it's been
for
said.
really really tiny small group of people, but not for the majority. And when we get into this world, into a different country, where you see all these opportunity ahead of you, and then
Yeah.
you have to learn that now you have a choice. Now you can make a decision to plan where you're going with your
Next, yeah.
career. Yeah.
Definitely, it made such a huge impact to start this entire process in Brazil because when you first get here, and I came here as a like a general English student, I had so much stuff to do, job wise, study wise, that I wouldn't have that time to take and put the effort in to construct my file.
Uh-huh.
So it made all the difference be by doing this over there when I had more time in my hands than in here, and just understanding. I at some point I felt like my personal experience would count a lot for the career registration process, but I felt like they were more interested on my education So even like the files from my old job, they didn't ask a single thing about my current job in Ireland or my old job in Brazil. They were strictly focused on my experience on studying, and that's why it's so
That
important to have
is
a good file ready.
that's a very important and very common mistake, because what make every dietitian the same is the degree that granted the title.
Yeah,
Everything that comes after it is not the same for anyone.
yeah,
But what make all the dietitians in the world the same is the education that granted the title. And that's
yeah.
a very common mistake way of thinking, because if you think, oh no, I have a master, I have these, and sometimes it's
Yeah,
not, it's not, it's not,
yeah.
it's not there, because that's
And coming
all
from this mentality that for me to get registered in the US, I would have to have a master's, possibly a doctor's degree. And I felt like, oh, can I do this since I don't have those? And like, yeah, it's totally possible. They are so much more interested on your education rather than your experience, and even your your continuous development.
professional.
They wanted to do the to understand the most important ones for the for your personally, not necessarily just a certificate for the sake of posting a certificate there.
They want to understand why it's so important for your career and for your
Yeah, why
practice.
is
Yeah.
this here? So
Yeah.
definitely don't be placing anything just because you want and you think it's going to sound better. No,
Don't post
make
anything that's
yeah
not
make
necessary.
make the connection. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Sometimes giving information that not necessary puzzles
Yeah.
the reading and of the understanding of the process, because sometimes it's very clear for you, for the applicant in
Yeah.
general, but this is so clear. Look, 1 + 1 = 2. No, it's clear for you because you follow the process. You went step by step on this career. The person who is analyzing all your documentation in 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever time they analyze it, it doesn't make sense.
You know.
So
Yeah.
understanding this is also an important and smart
Yeah.
um, way to look at the process and make it more clear for them to
Yes,
understand your
definitely.
documentation. You write in a way that they understand the, all the documentations you are providing. And
Yeah.
as we are getting to our final minutes of our meeting, do you want to share something, to say something that you have not done yet, and to help all these dietitians around the world that are willing to follow your path? Because, well, I have told you this many times, I admire that you are fearless, that you create opportunities, how brilliant you have done everything since from the beginning, planning, executing, achieving. Do you want to tell something for all the
Oh,
dietitians out there?
well, thank you, but I give out a lot of the credit for yourself. I couldn't have done it without your guidance. Your assistant was so necessary for me to even like calm myself down and understanding that I can do this. Because if you're doing by yourself, you can doubt yourself so much. And having you by my side helped me so much. That's I make propaganda for you everywhere I go. Like I was only able to pull out this entire thing because I had lots of help. I have
Fantastic.
Flavia on my side. I have great prayers from my mom, and
That's
of
good.
course the dedication and all of that. And today is actually my mom's birthday.
Oh, happy
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah, she's the best. Uh, and like everything happens for a reason. Even like timing, you're thinking like, oh, this is taking too long, it's never gonna happen, and when you're least expecting it does. Like for myself, I was so worried because I had this great job opportunity on the side, and I felt like this is taking so long. And then I got the crew registration on Thursday, and I was supposed to start the job on the Monday. And I was like, oh my gosh, my mom's prayers, they worked. This is it. And timing, at times you wanted things to happen so fast, but we need to have that collect moment of that anything that is supposed to be yours, it's going to be, just take your time. But it's going to require a lot of effort. And a personal tip that I've done, and like I wouldn't take more than like 3 days to get back at them. Like the only time that I took longer to send out what they requested for me was when it was Carnival in Brazil and I
Mm.
couldn't reach uni, and when I was waiting on the solicitor's time to verify my
To
documents.
verify.
Yeah,
Certify.
so that's the only time that I took like 3, 4 days. But even what I had at the time, I was already sending to them. So it's good because now they have the communication on their website, on the
Yes.
platform, that you can send as many times as you want. They will get back to you. So I would send one document. The next day I got two documents. I would send the two of them, and then 3 days later I got the final document. I would send it right away. So it was like as soon as they would get back to me, like we need this, it was my priority. So I
Mm.
feel like it's really important. I know life is really hard as an immigrant, but you have to put out the effort for this to happen. I know it's sad and it takes a
Combine
long time. Yeah,
combine
to
life with this process is not
it's
light
hard.
work. Yeah.
It's not easy, but yeah, like put your time and your energy towards it. So at least when you're submitted everything, you can breathe and say like, this is done, and focus on what else you have to be doing.
Next step.
Yeah, what's the next step? Next
What's the
step.
next step?
Yeah. So that's like the biggest tip. Like get in touch with them, talk to them. They are great at communication. Even if you don't feel like English is your like pride moment when you're calling, send it over a message on their platform. They will get back to you and just try to follow the rules.
All the rules. Yes, understand the process.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I want to thank you again for coming here and share your experience, opening your heart and opening the process for lots of people. And because there are good results. A lot of people keep saying, I've been asked so many times, the process has been taking 2 years, they've been denied, not recognized, and they lose motivation and they get lost in
Yeah.
the process, the mind gets all over the place. But um, you are a truly example that is possible in 1 year, little longer than
Yeah,
1 year.
if we
Yeah.
count the preparation time on June, I started the process with you on the 15th of June. But if we just count CORU time, I submitted my documents on 8th of January, and the final decision was made on the 14th of August. So a little more than 8 months.
8 months, yes,
Yeah,
the process. Brilliant. Well done again. Congratulations on your
thank
achievement.
you.
Now you have a new reality
Yeah. Yeah, it's time to break
ahead
through
of
the,
you.
the job wise of the dietetics. Yeah.
Yes, now start a new life, get back to yourself, to your career, to what you love to do,
Yeah.
helping people, looking after people, be part
That's
of
it.
the recovering process of dozens of hundreds, thousands of people in Ireland.
Yeah.
And I wish an amazing career for you in Ireland, and that you can keep shining. And because you have an amazing energy, I always enjoyed our meetings. Yes,
It was
even though
so crazy. I
remember
was
in the
like little
hospital.
time. Yeah, in a little cubicle in the hospital, people walking in and I'm like, just give me a second and let's do this. Yes, it was so crazy.
I
Crazy
remember that.
times. But
Past, part
yeah,
of the
water under the
past.
bridge. It's over. Now just
Now it's
moving
just
forward.
memories, just
Yeah.
memories of what you have to do to
Yeah.
achieve what you have.
Yeah.
So,
Again, just wanted to thank you one more time
no
for
problem. No
everything.
problem.
Oh my gosh, you were such a lifesaver. I just, yeah, I own this entire thing to you,
No,
all the help, guidance, and even
it's
like
just
when I was
guided.
just freaking, yeah, when I was just, at times I was just freaking out and you were like so peaceful, like everything's going to work out. And I was like, okay, everything's going to
It
work out.
does.
She's done this before. She's done this before.
Yes, yes, it does. It does. Brilliant. So thank you very much again.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. You take care. Have a good week.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.